UK journalist sacrificed his life to expose Tinubu. Lead protests to Nigeria. All right. UK journalist sacrificed his life to expose Tinubu. Lead protests to Nigeria to save Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, my dear listeners, a UK journalist has decided to go live to expose the secrets of Nigeria and why this country is actually the way it is, and why the IPOP leader Nnamdi Kanu is suffering in prison. In fact, this guy put his life on the line, according to the information. He is even an investigative journalist, and from his investigation, he said that, look, this is what I discovered about this nation, and this is what I think that must be done to save this nation from this, nomenclature, and from this ugly situation that the country has found itself. I was shocked as well when I discovered this, and when I heard this coming out from him. Don't be small to the guy really talk. He talk finish, he talk scatter, and he really expose. No be small matter. Please, I will be playing the video for you, and I would like you to pay attention as this information will be going down on the train. Please, look, listen.
Massacred on your watch and cleansed from the land as they are being, then you have to do something about it. The world expects you to do something about it.
Well, then you're supposed to do something about it. So there's the other part of this, is that, yes, the Nigerian government is complicit, especially in the last 8 years with 2 Muslim presidents in a row, where they have turned a blind eye to the killings and have done nothing to stop it.
Well, when they actually know that killings are going to happen and they don't intervene.
Yes, and that's one of the things. So as part of our organization, we created Truth Nigeria, a outlet for journalists in Nigeria to tell the truth, because the Nigerian government doesn't want this information getting out, and it means if the Nigerian government doesn't say the story's getting out, they're not reporting it. And so we want to give an outlet to Truth Nigeria. So part of that. The Nigerian government likes to lie to itself, and they also like to
be massacred on your watch and cleansed from the land as they are being. Then you have to do something about it. The world expects you to do something about it.
Well, then you're supposed to do something about it. So there's the other part of this, is that, yes, the Nigerian government is complicit, especially in the last 8 years with 2 Muslim presidents in a row, where they have turned a blind eye to the killings and have done nothing to stop it.
Well, when they actually know that killings are going to happen and they don't intervene.
Yes, and that's one of the things. So as part of our organization, we created Truth Nigeria, a outlet for journalists in Nigeria to tell the truth, because the Nigerian government doesn't want this information getting out, and it means if the Nigerian government doesn't say the story's getting out, they're not reporting it. And so we want to give an outlet to Truth Nigeria. So part of that project is we've been able to get intelligence and issue terror alerts. And so in 2024, we issued over 64 terror alerts.
And you issue a terror alert when what is happening?
So when we issue a terror alert, the police are notified, military is notified, local government officials are notified, the villages are notified. And
they're notified of what?
That there's an impending attack coming to your area.
And how do you know that?
Intelligence.
From having your ear to the ground.
From having our ear to the ground. We have our organizations operating in villages all over Nigeria, and well, people talk, people know things, and we've told people, if you hear something, you hear something, see something,
Yes,
let us know.
Okay, so just so people understand, you have your organization Equipping the Persecuted.
Yes.
And that does what exactly?
So Equipping the Persecuted was formed to be a boots-on-the-ground mission to respond to the attacks of persecuted Christians. So to the best of our ability and the resources we have, we try to respond to an attack within 48 hours with food, medicine, aid, anything we can do to help these people that have lost everything they had. And a lot of it, because when the villages are burned and razed to the ground, all the food supply is destroyed. They have no sleeping mats. They're just left with the clothes on their backs. And so the first thing they need is food. They need medicine. And then what became a big part of our mission is we now really help the wounded victims that are still surviving. So we pay for the medical costs of the surgeries. We send doctors in to treat the wounded.
Wow.
To help the kids that have machete wounds, bullet wounds. We try to patch them up and save as many lives as possible.
So you have that on the one side, and then you decided to invest in Truth Nigeria, which is an extraordinary journalism site.
Yes.
Anyone who follows me, you probably have seen it on my feed. I put your stories out and your work out because there really isn't. I mean, there's a couple of people. There's a great guy, Tom Garba, and he has TG News, and he's worked, with the journalists of Truth Nigeria in the past.
Yes.
These guys are kind of all cut from the same cloth. They live and work in this extraordinarily violent and dangerous area where Christians are being hunted every single day, and yet they go out and they document the massacres, and not just the killings, but the infrastructure and mechanism of the genocide, which involves, like you said, killing the food supply, right? So launching an attack right before the crops are about to be harvested.
Exactly.
And destroying everything.
Right. So it's one of the tactics that they use for terror is they'll wait till the farmers plant the crops, grow the crops, and right before harvest, they'll come in, kill the village, they'll destroy all the crops. I mean, it's a form of terror that is demoralizing because
you've got nothing left.
Because they have nothing left, and they worked hard all year long to raise these crops, and now they're completely destroyed.
Well, that's the thing that people don't realize, right? In America, you can just go to the store, you get whatever you want all year round. Over there, these people, where they live, there is nothing. There is no industry or anything. The crops are how they survive. They sell that crop once a year, and they live off that money for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year. So, if you don't mind me going into this for a second, let's talk about what real poverty looks like. Okay, a lot of Americans and Westerners have a very, very perverted view of what poverty is. And Nigeria poverty means if you have a good job in Nigeria, you make $100 a month. That's a good job in Nigeria, $100 a month. That means you're successful. $100 a month. Now, imagine all that being taken away from you. You don't have television, you don't have power, they don't have running water. But making $100 a month means you're providing really good for your family, and all that's gone. Now you have nothing left. That is the terror that these Muslim terrorists are inflicting on Nigerian Christians.
And also the terror of being asleep in your bed at night and hearing the motorbikes, because these terrorists, they like to come in on motorbikes, and then they just massacre everything that moves.
Anything that moves, and the people that get killed most of the time are the ones that can't run fast enough, and that's the children and the elderly.
The pregnant moms.
The pregnant moms, the children, and the elderly. And that's one of the most heartbreaking things that I see is what kind of animal would hack up a little child to death with a machete. Why would you do that? Why would you shoot a mother who's pregnant? Why would you burn an elderly person alive? This is the kind of stuff we are dealing with every week in Nigeria. and it's silent.
Well, I know when I was reporting on this a few years ago, there was over, around 100,000 people already killed in this genocide, Christians.
Yes.
And then, and now it's much more than that. And all the journalists I talk to, in Truth Nigeria, they all say the numbers are going up. It's escalating.
Yeah, it's escalating. It's escalating more and more, and it's being downplayed more and more even by the Nigerian government. There's so many. If it weren't for Truth Nigeria, you wouldn't hear about 90% of the attacks.
100%.
If it weren't for Truth Nigeria, you wouldn't hear about it. And let me tell you, one of the reasons I started Truth Nigeria is just because of my background in being a filmmaker, being a person who has a quest for truth. I ran into our journalists like Masara Kim, like Lauren Sango, and Mike O'Day, and I saw guys who don't care. They're willing to risk it all. They're willing to risk their lives to bring people the truth. That's the kind of people we have at Truth Nigeria. They're willing to lay it all on the line. I'm like, if they're willing to lay it all on the line, I'm willing to support you. I'm willing to support these efforts to get the truth out. And why? Because at the end of the day, they're willing to risk their lives to save their country and to save their fellow Christians.
The first time I interviewed Masara Kim, one of the things he said to me that I never forgot was, I said, Masara,
God will bless you. God will bless you. Do you see that this guy is an eye-opener? This guy is an eye-opener. Listen to what all the things he just said. It's just like this guy is residing in the southeast, whereas he's not in the southeast. He is a typical investigative journalist. I want to, as I'm talking right now, I want to believe that Bwala, the Tinubu's spokesman, I want to believe that he is listening. Now, Bwala today, early this morning, went on air to be saying what is not. That that story that they are killing the Christians in Nigeria wasn't true. Now, look at a U.S. investigative journalist. This guy not be from the southeast. Oh, this guy na U.S. investigative journalist. So he no care. In fact, he did ready to risk in life. He put in life on the line to expose the truth. Listen to what he was saying. He even went as far as making it very clear how the Fulani herdsmen will come to the farmland to rape the innocent mothers. Kill and rape innocent children, destroy their crops and all of that. You see, you can now see what this guy is saying. Exactly what Nnamdi Kanu was saying that made him to take the action that he took to set up the ESN, the Eastern Security Network, that invaded the Southeast and destroyed and sent away the Fulanis out of the Southeast. That is exactly what this investigative journalist is saying. I want to believe that we are getting it. I want to believe that we are hearing it. He did not stop there. He even went on and on to expose the innocent killing of the Igbos, the marginalization of the Igbos in Nigeria. This guy went on to expose it too. You heard him. He wasn't having water in his mouth when he was exposing all of these things. And I want to believe that Bwala, the presidential spokesperson, is listening to all of this before he starts going on air to start telling what is not or start saying what is not. I told people that this very administration is filled up with criminals, liars, deceivers, and what is, oh my good God. See, let me tell you something. If you can, absorb everything that this guy have just said, believe me, you will know that this country, Nigeria, has really done more harm than good to the citizen. No wonder we are going through what we are going through today. I love this guy. I love him because why? Because he is a lover of truth. And only a lover of truth can be able to put his own life on the line like this. Just like Nnamdi Kanu just is currently doing right now. You understand? And that's just so, my dear listeners, let us share this video. Let it go viral. Let everyone have a copy and duplicate of this information. Because why? A lot of people really need to be enlightened. They really need to be sensitized. A lot of people are living in deceit. You know, they have been brainwashed. They have been told many lies. They don't know the truth. You know, they have been living in the dark. So we need to take them out of that darkness and bring them to light and make them to know what the truth actually is. Are you getting now? And expose this country to them. Okay? So please begin to share it. Let it get to the last person in this country. Are you getting what I'm saying? Thank you.